But you take him out the game? You take him out the game on the most critical play of the game. And Shedeur played a fantastic game. He gave you a chance to win the game. He gave you a chance to tie it. And you say, hey, we're going to take you out. We're going to give the play to a guy who doesn't really call plays in the most critical time in the game, and we're going to see if he can do it. What was that, Kevin Stefanski? I can't. I'm sure somebody can explain that play. Somebody can peel back the layers and tell me why they went with a rookie running back, wildcat. But my goodness, was that awful. My goodness, was that awful.
The Cleveland Browns just pulled off what might be the most brain-dead coaching decision of the entire NFL season. And Sherman is out here speaking for every frustrated fan, player, and analyst who watched this absolute train wreck unfold in real time. Let's set the scene. Browns versus Titans. Nobody expected fireworks. Tennessee is 1-11, actively auditioning for the #1 pick. Cleveland is 3-9, lost in the wilderness of another failed season. This was supposed to be a meaningless game between two terrible teams going nowhere. Then Shedeur Sanders decided to put on an absolute clinic. The 5th-round pick. The kid who watched Cam Ward go #1 overall while he sat in the green room wondering why nobody believed in him. The quarterback with a chip on his shoulder the size of Lake Erie. Sanders came out slinging. 364 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 4 total scores, 23 completions on 42 attempts. He was throwing lasers. He was reading defenses. He was doing everything you could possibly ask from a rookie quarterback making just his 2nd career start.
No question, I love what I saw from Shedeur Sanders today. Obviously, do you see the potential? Do you see an NFL quarterback? Do you see NFL-level throws? Do you see NFL-level decision-making? And you see all those things with Shedeur Sanders.
Sherman has been banging the drum for Sanders since his college days, and this performance validated every word he's ever said about the kid's talent. Sanders' first touchdown was a pinpoint strike to Njoku in tight coverage, thrown off his back foot with pressure collapsing. Not perfect mechanics, but perfect placement. Touchdown. His second scoring pass? A beautiful deep ball to Jerry Jeudy that turned into a 60-yard house call. That's NFL arm talent. That's franchise quarterback potential flashing right before your eyes. Then Sanders added a rushing touchdown where he lowered his shoulder and fought into the end zone. This wasn't a guy protecting his stats. This was a competitor willing to sacrifice his body for the win. And here's the part that makes this story even better. Cam Ward was on the opposite sideline, the #1 overall pick, the guy everyone said was better than Shedeur, the supposed generational talent. Sanders absolutely torched him. It wasn't even competitive. While Ward struggled to move the ball, Sanders was carving up the Tennessee defense like Thanksgiving turkey.
That's what you would expect. He played like a guy, not like a guy picked in the 5th round. He played like a guy you would have, if you didn't know any better, would have thought was picked in the 1st round.
Sherman's assessment is perfect. This wasn't 5th-round production. This was franchise quarterback play from a kid who's been disrespected since draft day. The Browns' run game was completely dead. Trey Judkins managed just 26 yards on 14 carries, less than 2 yards per attempt. The ground attack went nowhere, which meant this entire game rested on Sanders' shoulders. And he carried that weight beautifully. He only took 2 sacks all game, showing massive growth from a quarterback criticized for holding the ball too long. He was going through progressions, making smart decisions, throwing the ball away when nothing was there. Drive after drive, Sanders kept Cleveland competitive. He kept them fighting. And late in the 4th quarter, he engineered a scoring drive that gave the Browns a chance to tie the game with a 2-point conversion. Down 2 points, ball on the 2-yard line, your rookie quarterback just threw for 364 and has been absolutely phenomenal all afternoon. The ball should be in his hands. No debate, no discussion, no question. Kevin Stefanski had other plans. Instead of trusting the guy who plays quarterback for a living, Stefanski pulled Sanders off the field. He removed his best offensive player from the most critical play of the entire season. And who did he put in? Trey Judkins? The running back who couldn't get 2 yards per carry all game? The guy who's not a quarterback, doesn't call plays, and has never run the offense. They went wildcat. Judkins took the snap, immediately looked lost, and proceeded to forget the most basic element of the play design. He forgot to pitch the ball.
They said, we're going to give put the game in our rookie running back's hands. He's going to call the right play, make the right decision, instead of our rookie quarterback who plays quarterback, whose job it is to call plays and run plays.
The absurdity is staggering. You're asking a running back to execute quarterback responsibilities on the biggest play of the game while your actual quarterback watches helplessly from the sideline. Judkins took 5 steps past the pitchman before remembering what he was supposed to do. 5 steps! He tried to awkwardly turn around and flip the ball backward, resulting in a completely botched play that never had a prayer.
That's what we do for the game? I think Stefanski has done a pretty solid job in Cleveland.
Even Sherman, who respects Stefanski's track record, can't defend this disaster. The frustration is undeniable. Game over. Season over. Any remaining hope for this Browns team absolutely crushed by their own coaching staff.
If I'm not in Cleveland Browns defense, I am frustrated. I am pissed. I mean, they didn't play their greatest game by any means. They gave up 31 points. But what was that, Kevin Stefanski?
Sherman speaks for every defensive player who battled for 4 quarters only to watch their offense implode in the most preventable way imaginable. The conspiracy theories started flying immediately. Cleveland is 3-9 going nowhere. Tennessee is 1-11 fighting for draft positioning. Could this have been intentional? Could ownership have whispered about protecting that draft spot? Because if you're genuinely trying to win, that play call is coaching malpractice. You could lose in overtime if you're worried about the future. You don't sabotage your best player and hand the game away like that. Sherman mentions the FBI should investigate, and while he's joking, the sentiment resonates. This felt wrong. This felt deliberate. This felt like something more than simple incompetence. But here's the bigger problem that should terrify Browns fans. Stefanski doesn't talk about Sanders the way great coaches discuss their franchise quarterbacks. There's no fire, no conviction, no belief. Compare that to Mike Vrabel with Drake May or Sean Payton with Bo Nix. Those coaches are building their guys up, creating confidence, fostering environments where young quarterbacks can thrive. Cleveland drafted Dillon Gabriel higher than Sanders. That tells you who they really value. And yet Gabriel hasn't come close to matching what Sanders produces on the field. The arrogance narrative surrounding Sanders is exhausting. Yes, he's confident. Yes, he talks with swagger. People got upset when he said this performance came after just 1 week of practice. But Sherman defends it perfectly. This is a kid from an environment where confidence isn't optional, it's survival, where you have to back up your words with actions.
I guarantee you Drake May feels he's the best quarterback in the National Football League. I'm not even going to talk about the top 5 guys, Josh Allen and Burrow and Lamar and Aaron Rodgers, and talk about how they feel about themselves when they step on that football field, because there is no doubt.
Every elite quarterback has that mentality. Sanders just doesn't hide it, and that makes people uncomfortable. Too bad. Sanders celebrates his teammates. He doesn't throw coaches under the bus even when they make horrific decisions. He handles media professionally while backing everything up on the field. This kid is an NFL quarterback. The talent is undeniable. The growth is obvious. The potential is enormous. Kevin Stefanski chose not to trust him when it mattered most. That's not just bad coaching, that's organizational dysfunction. That's how you lose locker rooms and destroy young players' confidence. Next year, Cleveland faces a nightmare scenario with Deshaun Watson's contract returning. The quarterback room will be crowded, expensive, and dysfunctional. Decisions must be made. Do they believe in Shedeur Sanders? Do they build around the 5th rounder playing like a franchise quarterback? Do they trust the kid who just dropped 364 and 4 touchdowns on a division opponent? Or do they stick with Dillon Gabriel, the guy they really wanted, who hasn't shown a fraction of Sanders' ability? After that catastrophic 2-point conversion, It's impossible to have faith that Cleveland's decision-makers know what they're doing. Richard Sherman certainly doesn't, and after watching that coaching disaster, neither should you.